Throne and Liberty is a new MMORPG developed by NCSoft and published by Amazon Games. It is set in a high fantasy world called Solicium, offering players a wide-open environment filled with dynamic weather and day-night cycles. Players can participate in large-scale battles, transform into various creatures to aid in combat and exploration, and wield elemental magic. Zoochosis is an indie survival horror game developed by Clapperheads, where you play as a zookeeper dealing with mutant animals. The game utilizes a unique body cam perspective to immerse players in a terrifying found footage-like experience. Your task is to diagnose infected animals, create vaccines, or use lethal force if necessary. The story unfolds as you try to unravel the mystery behind the infection while making moral decisions that lead to multiple possible endings. Silent Hill 2 Remake is a modernized version of the classic 2001 psychological horror game. Developed by Bloober Team and published by Konami, the game brings back the eerie town of Silent Hill with upgraded visuals, including ray tracing and enhanced sound design to maximize the chilling atmosphere. The game follows the story of James Sunderland as he searches for his deceased wife, confronting disturbing creatures and unraveling psychological themes of guilt, loss, and fear. Diablo 4. Vessel of Hatred is the first major expansion for Diablo 4, taking players to the new jungle region of Nahantu. The story follows the search for Nerel as she grapples with the consequences of imprisoning the prime evil Mephisto. Players will face new enemies, recruit mercenaries, and engage in both solo and cooperative PvE challenges, including the Dark Citadel dungeon.
And a sacred charge to wield it well. Though the mortal world was designed to break us. Our hearts, our minds, our bodies. There is another which makes us bold. We are without fear. We are without equal.
Europa is an action-adventure game developed by Nova Dust Entertainment, set on the Moon. Europa, a lush, terraformed paradise orbiting Jupiter. Players take on the role of an android named Z, who embarks on a journey to explore the ruins of a fallen utopia and uncover the story of the last human alive. The gameplay focuses on free-flowing movement, exploration, puzzle solving, and upgrading your jetpack to glide through a beautifully crafted world inspired by Studio Ghibli's visual style. Undisputed is a highly anticipated boxing game developed by Steel City Interactive. It is the first major boxing title in over a decade, offering a realistic depiction of the sport with over 70 licensed boxers, including Tyson Fury, Canelo Alvarez, Muhammad Ali, and Katie Taylor. The game features advanced fight mechanics, more than 60 punch variations, and a deep career mode where players can create and customize their own boxers.
First up, let's talk about the gameplay mechanics. Every step, every punch, every slip, the control is in your hands. The question is, can you utilize it to rule the ring? Undisputed boasts an advanced movement system that allows for full control of the ring, giving you the freedom to dictate the fight's pace and corner opponents. With more punches than ever before in a boxing game, the control scheme is intuitive yet deep. You have a huge range of offensive maneuvers at your disposal. Jabs, crosses, hooks, uppercuts.
Last Time I Saw You is a narrative-driven adventure game set in the 1980s Japanese countryside. It tells the coming-of-age story of Ayumi, a young boy who dreams of a mysterious girl, while a terrible typhoon approaches his town. As Ayumi unravels the connection between the girl and the typhoon, he navigates themes of first love, curses, and self-discovery. The game features hand-drawn visuals, environmental puzzles, and a soothing lo-fi soundtrack, all while exploring a beautifully crafted world influenced by Japanese mythology. Tiny Glade is a relaxing, sandbox-style building game developed by Pounce Light. In this cozy simulation, players design whimsical castles, cottages, and ruins in an open, gridless environment. Unlike typical management games, there are no objectives, combat, or complex systems, just a peaceful experience where you can create and explore your charming dioramas. The game focuses on free-form creativity, allowing you to sketch out structures and even interact with features like animals wandering around your builds. Until Dawn Remake is a full rebuild of the 2015 interactive horror game developed by Ballistic Moon using Unreal Engine 5. This enhanced version retains the original story, where players control 8 characters navigating a terrifying night on Blackwood Mountain. The game's branching narrative means your decisions impact who survives, offering multiple endings.
Fight the breakup. I feel like someone's watching us.
There's no one out there. Let's make this one trip we will never forget.
Mike, Emily?
I was down there.
You were?
It was horrible.
I don't want to make hasty decisions.
Kind Words 2 is a relaxing, socially focused simulation game developed by Pop Cannibal. In this heartwarming sequel, players can continue the beloved experience of writing and receiving letters from real people, focusing on kindness and emotional support. It offers new features, including expanded interactions, such as attending poetry slams, sharing life tips, and making wishes on the night sky. The game also includes an improved version of the original Kind Words, with better accessibility and a polished user interface.
Kind words. Hundreds of thousands of people. Millions of messages. You can be silly. You can be sad. You can be yourself. But you don't have to be alone. Kind Words 2, coming to Steam October 7th.
SpongeBob SquarePants. The Patrick Star game is an open-world sandbox adventure that puts players in the shoes of Patrick Star. Developed by PHL Collective, this hilarious game allows players to explore Bikini Bottom in a physics-based environment where Patrick's chaotic antics unfold across familiar locations like Jellyfish Fields, the Krusty Krab, and Glove World. Players can engage in quirky missions with the show's iconic characters, including SpongeBob, Squidward, and Mr. Krabs.
I'm a real bird!
Patrick, clear it out.
Dragon Ball Sparking. Zero is a highly anticipated fighting game developed by Spike Chunsoft and is a continuation of the beloved Budokai Tenkaichi series. The game offers intense 3D battles with a massive roster of characters from across the Dragon Ball universe, spanning Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, and even Dragon Ball GT. Players can expect iconic transformations like Super Saiyan Blue and Great Ape, with environments that dynamically react to the devastating power unleashed during battles. Dead Season is a turn-based tactics game set in a post-apocalyptic world overrun by zombies. You control a group of survivors, guiding them through 16 challenging missions as they scavenge for resources and battle relentless undead hordes. The game focuses on strategic decision-making, where noise can attract more danger and every move could be the difference between life and death. The game also features a captivating narrative told through motion comics, adding depth to the dark, atmospheric world. Starfield Shattered Space is the first major expansion for Starfield, developed by Bethesda Game Studios. This DLC takes players to the planet Varun Kai, the mysterious home of House Varun, a secretive faction from the base game. The story revolves around uncovering a catastrophic event that has ravaged the planet, introducing a darker and more intense tone with alien-like creatures and eerie, abandoned locations. The expansion leans heavily into horror elements, with ghost-like entities and cultish atmospheres permeating its setting.
We wanted to introduce a more secluded and handcrafted location, similar to what you've seen from our past expansions. There's so much mystery to House Varun, and because they've so thoroughly isolated themselves, it made them the perfect faction to explore in a completely self-contained experience.
And so you arise.
Disney Epic Mickey Rebrushed is a full remake of the beloved Epic Mickey game, originally released for the Nintendo Wii. Developed by Purple Lamp and published by THQ Nordic, this new version breathes fresh life into the classic 3D platformer with enhanced visuals, improved controls, and new features like advanced movement options for Mickey, such as dashing, ground pounding, and sprinting.